ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Past our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite. Building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite. Building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to EJJ 116 for a pairs competition with a 500-piece puzzle. Can I get away from all the participants this morning? Hello, lovely to have you all with us. Today is a pairs competition with a 500-piece puzzle. We haven't had one of these in a while. We have done more recently 1,000-piece competitions, so also nice to mix it up again. And yeah, greetings to those who are joining us on YouTube. So welcome to my co-host, Erica.
Hello, nice to be here. Yes, I'm very excited to co-host and see how this will go and what the puzzle is even. I don't know.
Yeah, so Erica is, I met Erica last year because we both commentated at the German Nationals, which is also coming up soon. And this is your first time to co-host an EJJ. Would you like to share, yeah, because you're also involved with the German Jigsaw Puzzle Association. Would you like to share anything that's happening with them at the moment?
Yes, I'm a board member. I've been a board member for the Puzzle Club for 2 years. And this weekend is actually the first puzzle weekend that we organized. And it's only for the members. And they meet up in Magdeburg. So it's easy accessible for everybody because it's kind of in the middle of Germany. And it's about like 20 people signed up. So I'm curious if there's anybody participating from that weekend, from that event, or if they're watching even. So
So
yeah,
is that the weekend is focused on casual puzzling, or is there some speed puzzling in there as well?
I think it's probably mixed. It's maybe they want to do like a big puzzle together. I don't really know. It's I will find out on Monday, but yeah, it's also kind of a surprise, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I did see the announcement for that several weeks ago, or like already a couple of months ago. But I had already planned the dates for this weekend and had already sold the puzzles. So I always, yeah, unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I wish everybody who's there, yeah, going to spend the whole weekend puzzling together. That sounds really fun. So yeah, wish them all the best time. So yeah, with this topic, yeah, so with this competition, we also have a theme of the day, which yeah, you came up with a question which is about puzzling similarities. The question was, do you have what do you have in common with your pairs partner aside from puzzling? So would you like to go ahead and answer that? Do you have a pairs partner that you often puzzle with, or multiple?
I used to puzzle with Merle a lot. In 2024, we met quite frequently, like once a month, for there was this puzzle meetup in Cologne, and we would meet there. And last year we didn't really do that anymore. Also, she has a different partner. So, but it was, I don't know, like we didn't really have something specific in common, but it was just easy to get along. Like we would just agree on like topics, and then also laugh about like the same things and make similar jokes and stuff like that. So that was always very fun. Yeah, a lot of fun to just puzzle with her and like, yeah, hang out.
Yeah, I think that's also some of the other participants said that they may not have any specific hobby or interest in aside from puzzling in particular in common with their pairs partner, but they do just have the ease and the comfort that they understand each other well and can just easily communicate and have a good laugh. So that's also very important, even if maybe your life or your hobby situation is very different otherwise. So I partner, I don't really have a, yeah, I partnered with somebody at Worlds. Well, at the previous two Worlds, I partnered with people that I met there. So not really much in common there, but when I'm at home, when I'm like testing puzzles like this one here, I do the puzzle with my daughter. And yeah, so what we have in common, well, obviously we live in the same house and part of the same family, but we also both really enjoy Disney movies and musicals in general. So we love all the songs from musicals and from Disney films. That's something we really enjoy. And I think also just because she's my daughter, like I feel very comfortable, like kind of hopping around her and reaching over and getting in her way. So that's also just having that familiarity also helps with pairs. All right, so we'll be starting the competition in a few minutes. I'm just going to check. Let's just check the messages and see that everyone's registered. Okay, we've got 88 registrations so far, and 87 in the call. So that looks about right from the numbers. So if you haven't already, make sure you've logged into the timer website. You should have a blue screen with you, which says 2 hours at the moment. Once we start the competition, it will start running up from 0, and then you will use the blue done button on there to record your time. I have to check I have to check every puzzle. So once you've hit the done button, don't immediately turn off your camera or change the angle of the screen. Just leave it there and wait for me to check it. I have to put it on the screen, check that the puzzle is done, and then I will confirm your time. And then after that, you can log out of that and close. Okay, the time limit will be 2 hours. All right, so just wait 1 moment. Yeah, what was the last pairs puzzle you did, Erica?
Oh, that's so long ago. Well, actually, okay, so with my daughter, I did, if that also counts, I guess that does. Over Christmas, like we tried to start this new like tradition. My her her grandma sent us a Christmas puzzle, like a wooden Christmas puzzle, from Wentworth, and it's a snowman. It's really cute, and like 250 pieces, and yeah, I think I want to start the tradition that we would do this like every year for Christmas. And for her it was a little difficult. She's 5 years old, but she could do some parts, and yeah, maybe with each year, like she can do more of the puzzle.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah, you can start a nice little tradition and see the progress
Yeah.
as she gets older and as it becomes more familiar. Great. Okay, so we are now at the time when you can unwrap your puzzle. So please go ahead and take off the wrapping paper. Also remove any plastic stickers that may be on there. So it is a round puzzle today. So check that the box lid comes easily off, check that all the labels are cut, and then put the box back in the middle of the table, ready to go. Okay, just waiting for a couple more people. Do you recognize the puzzle, Erica?
No, I'm trying to research, but very interesting. It's a round puzzle. It looks very busy.
Okay, looks like everyone's got their puzzle unwrapped, ready to go. Let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, everybody. And I just realized I don't even have the puzzle with me. Just a moment. Okay. Let's have a look at what we have today. So this is a Ravensburger 500 round puzzle. It's called Hello Kitty and Friends. And yeah, it's a very busy, looks like just a whole bunch of Hello Kitty stickers. There's different characters on there with, yeah, some crabs, rainbows, sunglasses, speakers, TVs, hearts and stars, all kinds of things going on. Yeah, this is one of the ones, I think it's from 2025, so fairly recent one, but not one that has been seen all too often.
I'm very curious what people will start with. It's like you can pretty much start anywhere. It's very interesting. I guess there's like some bits, like the kitty in the middle, but I mean you have them multiple times, so tricky. Maybe the black, what is that? A bird, a penguin?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a bird. So there's a black bird on there. I'm sure they all have names. It's part of like the Sanrio universe family. So all these kind of cute characters. There's some of, I don't know any of the characters apart from Hello Kitty. So there's like a little girl and boy with like pink and blue hair. I called them the angels because they're wearing these white robes. I don't know if they're supposed to be angels, but that's how I refer to them. And then there's, yeah, all kinds of things going on there. Multiple Hello Kitties, lots of like bunny-like creatures, and a few frogs and dogs. But yeah, I wonder if there's any Hello Kitty fans who know who they're actually referring to, or if they make up some interesting names to describe them. So on screen right now, we've got Finn and Barrett. So I'm going to start at F today. We've got Finn and Barrett from Germany. Oh, it's always, yeah, it's going to be a bit harder to find them in the list because they, yeah, might be registered under the other name. So then we have Gavin, and today he's with Anna from the UK. We have Georgia and Ioana from Greece. Gintaras and Rolandas from Lithuania. Graham and Jody from the UK. And Henrietta and Christina from Denmark. Yeah, so at this stage at 3 minutes, most people are still flipping. Gintaris has already done the flip and yeah, starting to do a saw. It looks like they're also working on the border immediately.
Yeah, I see some have pulled out the edges and maybe yeah, sorting some parts out, like the similar pieces that just reoccur. Yes, then you can maybe just fill them up some. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I did this with my daughter, I think, yeah, so my daughter went for the border immediately, and I was trying to do a bit of sorting. I was trying to make a sense of the images and what kind of like stood out, because it always looks different what you see on the box and then when you actually see the pieces, like what kind of colors stand out to you. But I think we definitely started with like the blacks and the reds because there's not that much of it. There's a lot of pink and purple and yellow repeated over there. So yeah, maybe if you were going to the World Series in Munich, perhaps this is something that could be training for repetitive pattern.
Yeah, this is kind of something that I think I would at least just like put the pieces inside the pot. Like I would do the edge and then put them in place and then just kind of connect. Like if it's this busy, I've done like a really busy puzzle. Like do you know like this Bosch puzzle? It's like this crazy painting with just crazy stuff going on, like lots of little people, and it's like in 3 parts. Anyway, it's really busy, and I just ended up just looking at each puzzle piece and placing it, and because it was so busy. But hopefully with this one, it's not going to be so. Yeah, just when you constantly have to look at the box, it's very tiring, or like at least some people like to do that, but it's not so intuitive because you have no clue where the things go. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, so what I did with this one is I used a lot of boards. So we were doing it out of a kitchen bench. So my daughter basically stood in the same position and I was kind of moving around left and right of her. So what I found was I would take a board and I would just pick one color, like one element, like there's some ice creams on there, for example. I would search the pile, I would look for all the ice creams and I would put it on my board. I would try and connect them and assemble them on the board. And then I would go over to the other side of her and then look at each ice cream depending on what it was, what other colors were attached to it, and then try and find it on the picture and then place it roughly where it belonged. And I found that worked quite well. Then I'd go back, I'd pick something else, like maybe the crabs or the sunglasses, find all the pieces that had those, assemble them on the board, and then hop over, look at the box and kind of place them roughly. So the way that we did it was a lot of floating islands. So yeah, I'd be interested if there's a different strategy. Maybe somebody starts from the outside and just kind of assembles everything from the outside, working their way towards the middle. Of course, the middle pieces of a Ravensburger round puzzle stand out, so you can easily get that, like that center, that inner circle done. Maybe some people radiate out from the middle. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That is a big help to go by shape, because you kind of know, like, especially if you're familiar with round puzzles, then it's easy to go by the shape too.
Yeah, so we have Inge and Jim from the Netherlands, Inka and Nora from Finland, Iveta and Susanna from Czech Republic, Jane and Len from Denmark, Janina and Jorn from Germany, and Jutta and Jonna from Finland. So yeah, at this stage we see mainly borders, but I also see that Jane and Niveta have the blackbirds pulled out. Oh, and Jutta as well. Yeah, I mean, that is I mean, because we're working with a lot of pastel colors here, then yeah, the blacks definitely stand out. So I think those are ones that will be done fairly early.
Yeah. It looks so like the pieces just spread out. It just looks all the same from far away.
Yeah,
it's quite a challenge. I'm curious like what the times will be like. I looked at some faster times, like 25 minutes for pairs. And I don't know if we can expect 25 minutes with this one.
I don't think so for this one. I mean, we have seen some crazy times. I mean, the fastest time we've had in an EJJ was EJJ pairs. It was something like 18.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't expect that. According to myspeedpuzzling.com, from those who've done it as a pair, the fastest time was 57 minutes. But I don't recognize the name, so I don't think it's one of like the top puzzlers. So I think, yeah, I think we'll definitely have some finishes before that. My daughter and I just did it just over an hour, and I was actually quite pleased with that because I was quite intimidated about it. I did order this once as soon as it came out, and then once it came out, then I started seeing the times for it, and then I got a bit shocked because Teresa from Czech Republic did it solo in 1 hour and 15, and I like she does puzzles in under 40 minutes. So I was a bit shocked. I was like, oh no, what have we got here? Okay, we're gonna make it a pairs puzzle instead of a solo. But yeah, I think we'll definitely get some faster times than 57 minutes, which is the current leader on myspeedpuzzling.com. We do have some very experienced pairs and very experienced puzzlers around. And yeah, it really just depends on how the pairs communicate and work together on that. Yeah, so actually I forgot, I'm supposed to be reading out some of the answers that we received. Let me just check if anyone on the screen gave an answer to the question of the day. So Graham, who was on the screen, Graham and Jody, who were on the screen a few minutes ago, they're a married couple, and so what they have in common is they have the same surname, the same address, and the same great sense of humor, which is very nice. Okay, but yeah, good progress here. Okay, we see Inga and Jim. Inga's already got some of the larger elements pulled out. So like they've got that inner circle, they've got some of the blackbirds, and looks like there's one big red apple and two small apples. So those are also easy to identify. And we see people starting to get some little islands being built. We're at 10.5 minutes. So Matt just joined and would like to have a closer look at the image. So I'll pull that up again. Hello Kitty and friends from Ravensburger. So a complete jumble of images. However, they all seem to be fairly in the right orientation. It's not one of those images where the elements up here would be upside down. They're still kind of like they're still facing. So you still have that direction, you know, heads are facing in the right direction, but just a lot of jumbled elements.
I guess you could also go by, you know that like a purple pet or character wouldn't be like right next to another purple one. Like you can kind of think about the logic, how the little elements are placed in the puzzle, and then maybe that would be also a help.
Yes, so they are kind of fairly evenly spaced out. As you say, it's not like there are two, like an element that is fairly often you have like the white Hello Kitty face, and then you also have like this yellow dog with a brown hat holding a heart. He's also kind of like evenly spaced out. Yeah, and because they're so close together, they're so quietly packed, like there's not really much background on this image. There's always neighboring colors, And so once you have a complete piece, like a complete little section, you can always look at the neighboring colors and kind of do the pick and place. You can check the image on the box and find out where it goes. Yeah, so there is also we can see that on one of the screens, there's also a poster, a full-size poster. I always forget about those with the circle puzzles. I don't find them that particularly useful, but if you want to have one at the other end of the table, that might be helpful. One can look at the box, one can look at the poster, if that is useful for you. So on screen right now, we've got Jenny and Maya from Finland. Then we have Jenny, the other Jenny, and Isof from the Netherlands. Judith and Stefan from Germany and Switzerland. And we've got 4 Julias today. So one Julia, Julia Reinert is with the Jacqueline. They're from Germany. And we have Karen and Stan from the Netherlands, and Karen and Sophia from Sweden.
Yeah, I see a lot of people having done the border, which is probably just a huge help because it gives you like a restriction, and then you can put the pieces in there, and also an orientation.
Yeah, and it's lots of borders at this stage, and I think and Judith and Stefan. You can see that there's this text pulled out. It says Hello Kitty and Friends, so that attaches to the top border. But yeah, that's the only text in the image. And we can also see, looks like Stefan has a lot of the yellow dogs pulled out. So there's the same or similar yellow dog. Some of them have brown hats and are holding a heart, and then you have other ones that have like I don't know, they kind of looks like a DJ with some headphones and a colorful cap. They're also spaced around. So yeah, so with this one, what I found was to really like isolate a color, like just pick a color, pick a character, just pull everything out that you can find of that color, assemble it, place it in the image, and then go for the next color. In many busy images, I'm kind of the person who's like, oh, I know where that is, and oh, I'm doing that, and I end up kind of collecting everything at once and kind of just not having any like system, just kind of placing everything as I see them. And I found for this one, I just had to kind of put the blinders on and just ignore everything else except for the one character or the one color that I was doing. Have you had any similar puzzles like this, Erica?
Well, I like illustrated puzzles like this one, but not this busy. I did the Pokemon 1,000-piece puzzle a few months ago, and that was quite fun. This is kind of, it reminds me of it, but it was more like a gradient, so you could go by color.
Yeah.
And I don't know any of the characters in Pokemon either, so if you know the characters, it might be easier because you know what they look like, and then you find the pieces more easily or faster. But it's very with this one, yeah, maybe there's like only 3 pieces that 4 pieces that you put together, and then you already have like one element, and it's very small. So it's, I don't know if that's good or bad, helpful or not, but yeah, I think my daughter would really like this one too, just because of the colors and yeah, she would, but yeah, she would probably also have her difficulty. But I would probably, yeah, give her the little each element, and then just put them together. Yeah. Here's about like some strategies, pair strategies, how they people would approach this.
Yeah. Did you also do the mandala puzzle that was used at the Leonberg Championship?
Yes, I haven't done it since then, so I never finished it. I couldn't finish it. But it's something I still want to do, but I don't know. This one seems easier than the mandala puzzle to me. Don't know why, but it doesn't look so intimidating, I think.
What was your strategy for the mandala puzzle?
Oh yeah, maybe that was the problem. I didn't really have a strategy. I tried to figure out the colors. I would pull out some colors, but there were colors everywhere, so it was difficult for me to really yeah, pull out the colors very well. And then yeah, I think that the elements are also much bigger, so you need more pieces to find to put together so that you have one element. And with this one, you have lots of little elements you can put together rather quickly, and then you place them in the puzzle, and then it's easier to connect. Once you have like only a few holes in the puzzle and then or gaps, and then you can, I think that's easier to fill in the missing pieces rather than you have one big element finished and then okay, there's like a huge space around it still.
Yeah, that's true. So with the mandalas, I would say they had about maybe 8 to 10 pieces each, like for each mandala. Whereas here, the elements might be 3 pieces or 5 pieces at most. So you just have a lot more tiny bits. Yeah, but I think everyone's doing really well so far. I mean, everybody's got a yeah. I can see pieces being connected, colors being sorted. We see Leah. Oh yeah, I'll introduce who's on screen. We've got Cornelia and Sandra. They're from Lithuania in the top left. Then we have Larissa and Eileen from Germany. Lauren and Caitlin from Malta. Lorene and Diego from France and Bolivia. Leah and Laura from Denmark, and Lena, Beata and Rune from Norway. So we've got, yeah, I really like how Leah and Laura are doing. You can already see lots of black, yellow and blue sections pulled out. So yeah, they've gone for the more chunkier elements. And we see, oh, Larissa's cat is coming up to say hello. Smiling at the camera, climbing over the table. So in regards to the question, so the question of the day was, what do you have in common with your pairs partner other than puzzling? Lena Beata said, I am puzzling with my actual partner and we have loads of similarities, but it is hard to pinpoint. But I know they have a good time together when they do pairs puzzling, and they laugh a lot. No, it's another quality time activity that they can enjoy. Very nice. Leah says, Leah and says about Laura, we have the same t-shirts. Oh yes, they do. So maybe they'll be puzzling together as pairs at the nationals, or have already at another competition. We are both very nerdy and have creative hobbies. We both play role-playing games. So that's a nice also to have another hobby that they can talk about too. Erica, when you have done pairs puzzling before, what has your table talk been like? Have you been mainly just like sorting out who does what and giving instructions, or do you tend to just both puzzle intuitively, or are you chatting about other stuff that's going on?
I think we were mostly just figuring. We had each our roles. I would do the border, and then Merle would do like whatever she like just start on anything. And yeah, we would like maybe talk about. I would tell her. I think she's more of a like just go for it and just do stuff, and then I would either give her some pieces like that I have sorted, and then I would tell her here are these pieces, and just to kind of help her and see what she is working on, and then or tell her that yeah I'm gonna work on this, and yeah, I think that's probably, we didn't really have like a main strategy like that, just like rough, and then just talk in between and see how it goes.
Yeah, great. Okay, so we're at just coming up now to 22 minutes. And we have with us on screen Lynn and Kelly from Belgium, Micah and Sandra from the Netherlands, Maya and Rika from Finland, Micah and Sarah from Spain, Maya and Vanya from Slovenia, and Maria and Aurelie from Germany. So lots of Mayas and Micahs with us this morning. So yeah, it looks like very similar strategies taking place here. Borders and lots of yellow and black characters being pulled out, as well as the central Hello Kitty character, which is also the centerpiece. Yeah, I haven't seen many boards at this stage. Are you someone who used boards during puzzles with pairs puzzling?
The border, you mean?
Just in general for when you're doing pairs, maybe for sorting or handing over the pieces that the other person should
Boards.
do.
No, not really. Only for 1,000 pieces, I think we would have boards. But yeah, I guess people may have more space, like they can puzzle at a bigger table, and then maybe with this kind of puzzle, it could help because you can. It's a lot of colors, so it's good to have like, okay, this pile, and then this, you have a bunch of piles if you sorted a lot, or you do shape sorting, like what I see. It kind of looks like they shape sort a little bit there with mica, and yeah, like that. Then the boards I think could be helpful.
Yeah, so when I did it at the kitchen island, my kitchen island is full because I basically take half of it for the puzzle board and for the puzzling, and the other half there's like the toaster and the chopping board and just some permanent elements. So I am limited from the space, and that's the same space I always use for 500 pieces if I'm doing a 500 piece competition, but also if I do a 1,000 piece competition. So I've gotten used to that limited space, and then using boards on 1,000 piece competitions or for larger piece 500s. So I have like a strategy that I'm used to now, but yeah, here I see that people, if they're doing it at a regular table and they don't have such a limited space, that they are just able to spread out more, and then it's easier just to sort colors, maybe just push them off to the side. And I do see in some of the smaller screens that there are some people using boards. We'll check them out later. Yeah, so on screen we have Micah and Sandra. They said in response to the question, what they have in common apart from puzzling, we both love ballroom dancing, and that's how we know each other. So that's very interesting because they were on the winning team of the Jan van Haasteren competition, I think in 2024. So they did have a really fantastic team, but interesting that they didn't meet through puzzling. They actually met through ballroom dancing. So if we have time later, I'd love to have a chat with them and find out more about that.
But I'm not many people have actually sorted the pieces. It looks like maybe they just pull out parts that they're working on.
Yeah, I think it's because a lot of pieces would have two colors on them. So
yeah.
or so maybe it's more like just pick one color that's dominant and first of all get rid of all those pieces, and then later kind of go for the less and lesser colors, because I think it's easier to sort when you have larger sections. Then it's very clear how to pull the colors. But when they're all kind of bumping on each other and have some pieces might have 5 colors on them, it's like which one does this belong to in terms of doing an early sort? Then it is probably better to just pull one after another and always focus on the more dominant color. So we have on screen right now, we've got Maria and Timea from Slovakia, Marina and Maria TB from Sweden, Mia and Taru from Finland, Michael and Karen from Germany, Moisia and Anna from Slovenia, and Mooney and Sass from Germany. regarding the question of what do these pairs have in common, Mooney and Sass, we are married and have a headstrong 2-year-old who would not let us puzzle uninterrupted, but hey, it is family time. But I don't see a 2-year-old at the moment, so maybe they're... Oh,
I think that would be impossible otherwise. Probably somebody's taking care of the child.
or maybe they're just below the table height. Maybe they're just out of view. Yes. And then Moisia says, Anna and I have quite a few other similarities, e.g. gin and tonic. However, the similarity I value the most is openness, being able to talk about things and try to understand them even when they are different.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice. Yeah, one of the things I do enjoy about team trainings is that you do have a lot of time to talk in between. So like not when you're puzzling as such, but like in between the puzzles. Like if you dedicate like a whole day to training, then when you're eating and when you're, putting the puzzles away and chatting, you do have time to talk about other stuff, like things going on in life. And because I find if I go to a competition and then I meet someone there, we tend to talk about just about the puzzles. And it's nice to be able to spend time with someone also talk about other topics that are more meaningful.
Yeah, it's kind of a connection. It just bonds more, and maybe that way you can get better as a team or as a pair in some way.
Exactly, just knowing what's going on in other people's lives and what they think about various topics. So if we look at the arrangement, as in where the people are standing, we have some differences here on screen. So Maria and Timea looks like they have so they're at a corner, like kind of so side by side, but at a corner. But looks like Timea is doing the puzzle in the right way up, and Maria is doing it from sideways. Marina and Maria, they're both coming at kind of both towards the top on either side of the table, so they've looks quite so we see this sometimes at Worlds, that rather than one person doing the puzzle completely upside down and the other the completely right way up, they're both able to look at it in the right direction. Mia and Taru are doing it at a corner. Michael and Karen, they're the opposite, so it looks like Michael is doing it upside down. And then you can see with Moisia and Anna, they've actually tipped the box to the direction as to how they're looking at it. So it looks like one of them is doing it upside down, but they've also angled the box like that. I find it really hard. Like I have to look at things in the right direction. My brain struggles to look at it like that. Yeah, and then we have Mooney and Sass at a corner of the table as well. So what's your preferred arrangement for positions?
Yeah, we would always place the puzzle so that we just it's neither of us, it's just like the parallel, like neither of us has to do like bottom or top. Like we would just look at it like from the side pretty much. Yeah, so I would have like the right side of the puzzle facing me, and Mala would have the left side, for example. And I would find that more helpful because it is for me, it is also harder to switch, because with some puzzles, I guess with this one, you don't really have like there's some kind of logic to it, but it's not like a sky and a ground. And it might be easier with the sky when when you have it faced the correct way, then it's easier to intuitively place the pieces where they should go because you know where they should go. And with this one, I guess it's good to have it the correct way just for orientation, because otherwise you don't really have much orientation unless you already placed some pieces in there. And then, as you said earlier, that they're mostly facing the same way, like they're not upside down or anything, the single elements. So yeah, having the box facing the correct way is probably also helpful for this one.
Yeah, so we're at 32 minutes. So yeah, generally we would have, with some 500-piece puzzles, we would have had several finishes by now, but looks like everyone's just at a slower pace today based on the amount of detail on this image. So we are at, we have with us Meerte and Sebastian from the Netherlands, Peter and, no, where am I? Meerte and Sebastian from the Netherlands. Then we have Nicole and Simona from Switzerland. Peter and Julia from Denmark and Iceland. I always like it when people respond and give us a thumbs up or like a little wave to the camera. Petra and Emmanuel from Germany and France. Quinta and Kira from the Netherlands. And they said in response to the question, well, what they have in common is genetics. So yes, Quinta and Kira are sisters. And then we have Rina and Antonio from Germany. Rina mentions that they both have a girl around 6 years old, and Rina and Antonia, yeah, they both have daughters aged 6 years old, and they like board games. So also some nice things in common. So yeah, look at this stage, it looks all very similar. We haven't seen anyone like really like pull out or to be around over halfway yet. However, I do see that Quinta and Kira are making really good progress. Meerte and Sebastian are also have got quite a lot of connected sections. That's the really satisfying part when these goes from islands also to like having connected sections also connected to the border there. So looking really good there. Meerte and Sebastian and Kira and Quinta.
Yeah, it almost seems like the black pieces and then are done mostly, and like the yellow elements, which also seem to stick out. Or white. Yeah, I guess the white, the Hello Kitty element is probably harder to find, I would say, because it's not the only one that's white. I think there's multiple white.
Yeah, there's also white bunnies and lots of white faces and white clothes. So on screen now we've got Ria and Laura from Finland. They did really well recently in a 1,000 pairs competition on the EJJ. Then we have Lauren. Oh no, sorry. It's not alphabetical according to the registration list. It's alphabetical to however people logged in, and sometimes the names on the screen don't quite match the registrations. So we've got Simona and Katarina from Germany, Sabrina and Aiden from Switzerland, Sandra and Anouk from Switzerland, Sarah and Salma from Sweden. So actually, Sarah and Salma have actually done this puzzle before. They are in second place on myspeedpuzzling.com. They did it the first time in 59 minutes. So they're looking at a really good pace here to do it, significantly faster this time. Probably about 50% or more of the puzzle done so far. So they have done this puzzle before, but when was that? In December. Okay, so it might even be quite fresh in their mind.
That's what it looks like. It's but maybe it doesn't go as fast as I think it would, because it seems like there's not much left, and it's
so now they look more like just filling in the gaps. And then we have Saka and Lucy from Czech Republic. Okay, so from what we've seen so far, Sarah and Selma looking really good here. So I'm going to move a bit faster because I think they're going to be speeding up. Their pile is diminishing rapidly. But we'll get back to them in a couple of minutes. Let's see who else we have. Okay, we've got Saskia and Marcus from Estonia. They're actually in Latvia at the moment. They were part of a group of Estonians that traveled to Latvia for the Latvian competition, and I'm pretty sure they're still there because it's quite a long bus trip back to Estonia, so I think they're leaving later today. But they had a really great time at the competition yesterday. We also have on screen Saskia and Eric from Germany, Satu and Tulia from Finland, Siv and Nina from Denmark, SJ and Dan from the UK and Ireland, and Sol Sharp. Sol, can you please move your box? It's blocking the camera. Sol and Christina from Denmark, your box is blocking the camera. Okay, looking really good here. Yeah, so nice to see some good progress coming together. I'm going to keep moving because I feel that as we cross 37 minutes, we might see a finish in the early 40s. Okay, here's Stina.
Well, someone predicted 40 minutes for Marketa and Teresa, so and they're further along the alphabet. So
I don't think Marketa or Teresa are here today. So we're at the T's.
okay,
We're at the T's, the S's and the T's now. So we've gone past M.
okay,
Yeah, so it doesn't look like they're participating today.
okay.
Yeah, so with us we have Stina and Celia from Norway, Tanita and Diana from Romania, Uli and Diana, is it? No, Uli and Amy from Germany and the United States. And then we have another Una. That's Una and Xander from Latvia. Vanessa and Julia from Germany, and Ronnie and Susanna from Germany. So yeah, all looking quite similar at this stage. But yeah, you can see the pieces that are left behind, they all have multiple colors on them. So it looks like Vanessa's pulling out some of the more distinct rainbow pieces.
Yeah, you probably just have to decide. I'm going to sort the yellow pieces, and then every piece that has a little bit of yellow in it, maybe you have to just, because otherwise they will be in different piles, and then it's confusing.
Okay, we have Vibka. So at the other end of it, Vibka and Liana from Germany, Zane and Egils from Latvia, Aaron and Sophie from the UK, Anna and Alan from Norway, Beth and Gemma from the UK, and Betty and Juliet from the Netherlands. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick look at the messages, see if there's anyone. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick look at who might be the leaders. I haven't quite reached, I started at F, we're now up to B, but let's just do a quick check-in on Sarah and Selma, also Kiara and Inga, and some others, just to check the progress at this stage. Okay, also Eileen and Rosalind.
There's probably going to be a lot of pairs finishing around the same time.
Yeah, at this stage, I mean, it looks like Sarah and Salma have a bit of an advantage here, just in terms of the number of pieces. And just looking at the gaps are a bit smaller, but so it looks like Kiara, Eileen, and Inga are coming up a little bit, a few minutes behind Sarah and Salma. I'm going to keep Sarah and Salma on the screen, and we'll keep on with the alphabet and then see how far we go. But yeah, doing really well there. So we were at the B's. So for those who don't know, Sarah and Salma are a mother and daughter pair from Sweden, and they've competed together at the World Championship as well. So a lot of experience in that team. So we've also got Birgit from Germany and Nadia from Indonesia. Then we have Karin and Connie from the Netherlands, Charlene and Olivier from Switzerland, Chiara and Nicola from Italy, and Claudia and Julia from Germany. Yeah, so things really come together when you can start to join the little islands together. That seems to be the defining point, because at that point, because before that you kind of don't know exactly where they are. You can kind of place things roughly where they are, and then they're kind of like moving around a little bit. But once you get those connections from like the centerpiece towards the border, or like a few characters line up together, that's always that's one of my favorite parts of the puzzle, is making those joins.
Yeah, and then also just to like finding the last, like, oh, there's a little bit of yellow missing, and then you find that one piece with a little bit of yellow, and then I would just probably mostly go by those that information to fill in the gaps. But maybe it just seems easy to me. It might be harder than I assume.
So here's Columbine and Remy from Switzerland. Daniela and Stefan from the Netherlands. Then we have our first participants in an EJJ from India. Welcome to Desiree and Shrishti. Dietmar and Caro from Germany. And Dominic and Kirsten from Germany. So yeah, looking really good here for Sarah and Salma. We see some of the tables look a bit crammed. Yeah, so a circular puzzle, like if we look at Desiree's table, I mean, it is slightly wider than the size of the puzzle, but that can make it really tricky with a circular puzzle, just because it does take up more space.
Yeah, the pieces are slightly bigger, and yeah, makes it it always surprises me when I don't do many round puzzles, but whenever I do, it just surprises me how big it is. I would have to push the pieces to the side just to fit in the border.
I've just been told I better pin Ria. Let's just check with them. Ria and okay, so Ria and Laura are also coming up to the finish. Okay, so we're almost there. We have Domi. We have Dominika and Paulina from Poland. Alina and Rosaline from the Netherlands. Alina and Minna from Finland. Aline and Bente from Norway. But it looks like we're coming up to possible first finish with Ria and Laura from Finland. I'm going to keep them on screen together with Sarah. Sarah and Salma, if you want. That's very similar. Push a little bit harder. It's going to be really close between the two pairs, Sarah and Salma, Ria and Laura. So they are, Ria and Laura are just someone that came up recently in an EJJ. I hadn't heard of them before, but they are a really, another fast pair from Finland. And look at that. They just got really small gaps. Now the gaps are only like 3 pieces wide. And you can see how one of them is like pointing to a hole and then just helping to find the right piece for it.
I think looks like Ria and Laura have less pieces.
And the last piece for Ria and Laura.
Also going, yeah.
Congratulations, first place. Oh, fantastic. Yes. And keep pushing, Sarah and Salma. You're doing really well there. Okay. Let me just check in again with Kiara and Inga. Okay, so still some pieces behind. Then we only have like a few more people to introduce, and then we've reached the end of the alphabet, so I'm going to try and squeeze them in. At the ease. Okay, so can I introduce everyone before Sarah and Selma finish? We have Elisa and Everly from Estonia. Yeah, and Sol, please move your box. It's blocking the view. I think you're not listening to us, but it's Sol from Denmark. They've got the box right in front of the camera. We can't see anything. Elisa, you're fine. Then we have Aliska and Eva from Czech Republic. Emily Ann and Gaytine from Switzerland. Emma and Eva from Germany, and Esther and Anna Roos from the Netherlands. And the last one is Eva and Emma from Germany. Okay, there's everyone, but look, it's going to be Sarah and Salma who take out second place. So this would be the highest that they've ever placed, so I'm really happy for them. And they've been in the EJJ since the beginning, and I love to see families puzzle together. Congratulations, second place. Okay, so that was at 48 minutes. So just to recap, the first place was Laura and Ria with a time of 45 minutes 52, and then Sarah and Salma 48:05. Okay, let's see who could be in the running for second place. Sorry, third. Well, let's say top 6. Yeah, and just checking with Sarah and Selma, their time was 48 minutes. Their time on myspeedpuzzling.com was 59 minutes. So that's an improvement of 11 minutes. Fantastic. We've also got Micah, who coming up to the close with Sandra. Inga and Jim have now really caught up. But Aline and Rosaline. Okay, so now we're at the point where Aline and Rosaline, Inga and Jim are in the running for third place, very closely followed by Chiara, Nicola, Micah, and Sandra.
And now you can really see the hands moving much faster.
Yeah, I love this. I love this part where it's just like these single gaps, you know, maybe there's only like 1 or 2 piece gaps, and you can just you can really accelerate and feel that excitement. Yata and Yona also on screen, also doing really well, maybe just about 30-40 pieces left. Graham and Jody also doing fantastic. Still a lot of pieces to go, but doing really well. We just crossed 50 minutes. So who's it going to be? Aline and Rosaline or Inga and Jim? Keep going. Doing really well.
Could be pretty close.
It's going to be so close. Yeah, this is not an easy puzzle for sure. It is quite a challenging one to do early on a Sunday morning, but everyone is doing so well. It looks like it's going to be Aline and Rosaline. Come on, last pieces. Pop them in. Missing piece. Okay, then just do the time. Click done.
Oh, there's something missing.
Aline and Rosaline, you need to click done. If you can't find the piece, just click done. Okay, looks like maybe the timer is not activating. Okay, we have you on screen. We'll check that. Okay, no. Okay, I'll add your time in later. So yeah, Eileen and Rosaline got there first. Now we have the finish from Inga and Jim. Okay, I'll update the time. So Aline and Rosalind did finish before Inga and Jim. It just looks like the screen just froze for a moment, but well done. So we have third place for Aline and Inga. Sorry, Aline and Rosalind, followed very closely by Inga and Jim. Well done. Okay, so I'm also going to put Leah and Laura on screen. I'm also interested to see how Jorn and Janine are getting on. So we're at 52 minutes. So yeah, so we're definitely going to get a few more finishes before the first time on myspeedpuzzling.com, which was 57 minutes. So I'm glad that we had this competition today. I know some people might be wondering why is there a trickier puzzle, but you know, one time we had a similar puzzle to this, not in terms of the image, but in terms of the difficulty. It was the stitch puzzle. You might remember that, the round stitch puzzle. And it was very tricky. Oh, here comes Yata and Jonas. Could be coming in for fifth. Just got coming up to 5 pieces left. And Micah and Kiara are very close behind, maybe just 20 pieces left. Well done, Yata and Yona. Very good time. Very happy to see the little, the little happy signs. Yeah, so with the stitch puzzle, it was quite a difficult puzzle, but it did come up at Worlds. And so for everyone who'd done that EJJ, when they came to the pairs competition in Worlds, and they had the choice between this Longhorns puzzle and the stitch, everybody who'd done that knew that it was a tough puzzle and chose the Longhorns instead. And that was the difference between qualifying for the semis or not, because when I finished with my pair, we were not the fastest pair, but we finished the Longhorns puzzle. And then when I looked around, everybody else was still doing the stitch puzzle. So now if you've done this one, you have a good idea of the difficulty. Well done, Kiara and Nicola. And should it ever come up in a format like that again, you would know not to pick the Hello Kitty puzzle. So we have our top 6. Laura and Ria, Sarah and Salma, Inga and Jim, Aline and Rosaline, Yata and Yona, Kiara and Nicola. So Kiara and Nicola finished at 54 minutes, which is fantastic. And yeah, Laura and Ria, if you're there, you can turn your mic on and we can have a chat.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Wow, congratulations. How did you find the puzzle today?
Thank you.
Difficult?
Yeah. So difficult. This is my nightmare.
Yeah, but I do like this kind of pick and place style things.
So what was would you like to tell us how you approached the puzzle? What was your strategy?
Trying to spot first the things that you can actually spot, like the black birds and the speakers or the boom boxes, whatever. And then, placing those once they're done.
Yeah, I started collecting, like I did most of the edges and started collecting all the red things because I could see them. and went from there, but it was really difficult. Yeah, after the black and the red, it was kind of, I don't know, just whatever you could see.
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot more kind of collecting because I am so bad at these kind of busy puzzles. So I was sorting little piles of characters that Ria could then just.
So you did do some sorting, because I didn't really see many people sorting. It seemed like that, at least.
Very small piles, because there isn't that many pieces in the end when you collect.
Yeah, there isn't a lot to sort. It
Yeah.
was whenever I couldn't figure out what to place, then I spent the time like at least putting them in like roughly sorted. piles, so that I was always doing something. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the dog's having a.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the dog is playing with a squeaky toy. So
Yeah, also while we were doing the puzzle, which was slightly adding to the difficulty.
Yeah, so Erica, yeah, you had some questions for the pairs. You can go ahead. I'll just focus on
Yeah.
putting the screens up in the background, and you can go.
All
ahead.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious. Let's see. So yeah, maybe about your training. Like, do you train often together? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we're married, so that helps also to answer the question of what do you have in common. We have that
perfect,
in
yeah.
common. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is something that definitely helps in terms of we can train a lot together.
That's
And
perfect.
we mainly do puzzles together rather than solo.
Yeah.
So do you when you do puzzle together, is it always like a speed puzzle, or do you also just do a relaxing for relaxing?
90% of the time, at least, it's speed puzzling.
Or 99.
Yeah.
Every now and then we'll get a puzzle that is just so not a speed puzzle.
Okay. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah.
Even then, we usually time it.
But we just are like, okay, it doesn't matter. Once we're past 1.5 hours.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Let's just enjoy.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, can speed puzzlers actually do a puzzle slowly? Like, maybe they have to force themselves to do it.
It's so difficult because you always want to know, like, oh, but what if I, what if I tried?
Yeah, tried harder. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. So, do you have like a training plan? So, when you approach competitions, like, do you know, like, okay, like 2 weeks before we have to do like this many puzzles, or like, do you have a strategy, a training plan?
Not a very strict one, but we of course try to do more puzzles before competitions. But yeah,
there's not really a plan.
It's like whenever we have time, we do one or two, and then
whatever puzzles we happen to have.
and then we do have a discussion about this. Did we have the correct strategy for that puzzle? What should we do different next time when we have similar one?
Yeah, it's always good to discuss like what could you have done better, and what was the difficult part, and do you so do you approach, like, would you buy puzzles specifically that are harder for you so that you can train a specific skill or something, or to like that if you're as a pair like not doing well on these puzzles, and then you do more of those?
The way we have it is because we have the opposite strengths.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, basically every puzzle is a training exercise for the other one.
Yeah. So when it's something like this, I'm like, yeah, let's I find this fun, and then it's more of a training exercise for you. And then if we have like a landscape with a lot of sky and ocean, and then it's more like, okay, now I have to practice this like gradient.
Yeah.
And before we did speed puzzling, I was so reluctant to do any busy puzzles. So definitely I've become like a lot more excited about it, because it's really useful training.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You get better at it, and well, I think that's a very good thing to have as a pair, to have like the opposite skills, and then you can pretty much tackle any puzzle then, because you find like, and it's also very supportive if you hate busy puzzles or you don't like them so much, and then you have someone who likes them, and then it's like supportive, and it helps you go through the puzzle with like mental strength.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Alone, I would have panicked.
So, and so when you're training, like, do you do a bunch of puzzles like in one day, or what does that look like? Do you have like a full weekend where you're really just puzzling?
Sometimes, if possible, we do multiple in a row, and sometimes even the same one a couple of times, just to see.
Yeah, that's a new thing we started doing, is immediately after finishing doing it again. That we didn't used to do that before. But yeah, I think we do. Sometimes we will just do one. Sometimes we get on a roll and just keep going.
To all the ones that we haven't finished yet. There's usually a pile of puzzles somewhere, and then it gets done.
Yeah.
That's good. And well, I have a bunch of more questions. I don't know how much time we have left, but
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, ask a
yeah,
few more.
okay, good. So yeah, how can I know that a lot of puzzlers have the problem of like just getting a lot of puzzles and then it's hard to go through them. How do you do that when you probably need, yeah, you redo puzzles, I heard. Um, but how often do you need to buy new puzzles so that you can actually keep training and improving skills?
We borrow a lot
Ah,
from friends. So sometimes, yeah, if we go see a nice one at a store, we might. But
Impulse buy.
yeah, even though then we realize that actually someone already had it, we could have just borrowed it. But yeah, so we try to or then buy them used using
yeah,
like the
Yeah.
local.
good.
Like last year we definitely bought a lot more, but then when we went to the World Championships, we got to know more puzzlers like in our area, and that was really nice. That kind of helped
Yeah.
prevent the buying sprees, and now we can definitely borrow and circulate puzzles.
That's perfect. Yeah, because then you end up having a lot of puzzles, and then yeah, I guess you can sell them, but it's just way easier to swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. And also like with events like that, with the World Championship, yeah, you always get to know new people,
Yeah.
and it's so great, yeah, to connect.
Yeah, that was really nice. Like, we're not on social media really, and from what we understand, there's like a really nice community on Instagram and things, but we're not there, so we just didn't know anyone beforehand. But puzzlers are so nice. Like, it
Yeah.
was really nice to get to know.
Yeah, that's true. You instantly, I mean, you have something in common, obviously. It's puzzles, and then it's so easy to connect, and you just talk about that, and then you may find other things that you have in common, and that's great. And so is there like some events in your area that you would go to, or you got to know or something?
Yeah, there is, well, of course, the Finnish championships, and then there is like a puzzling studio here in Helsinki where we occasionally gone to.
Ah, nice. So you haven't gone there before, but now you know about it.
Exactly, found out at the World Championships.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great how puzzles just connect somehow. It's
Definitely.
because it's in Germany we would also like people would just do it like mostly alone or with their families, and then just to kind of share that hobby was kind of unusual, because yeah, you wouldn't really know if someone does puzzles, and then yeah, to find out like through events and stuff. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations, Ria and Laura, on another fantastic PS competition.
Thank
And
you.
look forward to seeing more of you in the future. So
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
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 So meanwhile, we are at, we just had the 16th place finish, Anna and Esther, so Anna, Rus and Esther, congratulations. So yeah, 16 finishes at 1 hour and 5 minutes. And we just saw in the last minutes, Anna, Rus and Esther, Inka and Nora, Alina and Mina, and Mirta and Sebastian finished. Congratulations. And here comes Veronica and Susanna. Fantastic. So yeah, nice to see when everybody finds their flow and can finish the puzzle. So let's have a chat with second place, but let's see, would be Sarah and Salma. Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we know that you've done this puzzle before. But yeah, how was it doing it a second time?
Yes, we were very happy when we saw that it was a puzzle we did recently, and we love this kind of puzzles, very detailed and colorful puzzles.
Yeah, but it was still a bit challenging.
Yeah,
It's not the easiest puzzle, even if you've done it before.
Yeah, and so how did you decide who does what?
almost every time we puzzle together, cell must start with the edge.
Yeah.
So we did it today as well.
And you just take like what you think stands out.
Yes. So started with
Did you
the red colors and the black. Yeah.
did you have a different approach this time? Or was it the same?
I think it was
Yeah.
more or less the same.
Yeah, but it's sometimes we choose like a different thing to work on than the last time, but it was mostly the same.
Yeah, but you did really well, so that's great. But yeah, so I would also ask you some questions. So do you do puzzles together frequently, I assume, or since when? Maybe that's more interesting.
Oh, I think I started speed puzzling in 2021, 2022, right after my brother Tobias started, and he inspired me. And then I think you started 1 year later or something.
something.
Yeah. And then since we are mother and daughter and live together, we puzzle almost every day together.
That's really nice. Yeah. So do you have something that like so skills that complement each other, like or strengths, like different strengths?
I think you are like a bit better at gradient and nature than I am. So if it is a puzzle where it is both busy and gradient, I think we complement each other pretty well.
Yeah.
That's good. And who chooses which puzzle you do?
Maybe mostly you, because I just can't decide which one to do.
I just decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it easy. Then you have to just do it. And do you also do like puzzles that are tricky for you that you know you have to train, or do you just avoid them mostly?
We have started to do more of puzzle that we actually don't like very much, but we know we need to practice on them. So yeah, we try to mix.
Yeah, it's good to pick out some puzzles that you really need to, even though it may not be so much fun because it's just hard. But then it's good to work on it, and then you get better at the weaknesses. And yeah, so do you have like a training plan, or like when there's competitions, do you go to competitions?
Yes, we like to go to competitions, and we have planned to go to the Danish nationals and the Swedish nationals and to Munich. Yeah, it's
Nice.
great. So we haven't started on training program yet, but last summer for the Worlds, you actually did a very good training plan for us, which helped very much.
So what did that look like?
It's basically just like every week we have a goal of like how many puzzles we should do, like in pairs or solo, and like if they are round puzzles or if they are nature puzzles, and
Oh, okay. So you pick out, maybe you could also, I don't know if that would be helpful, but you know, if you don't know what kind of puzzle it is, that also makes it harder. So one could maybe pick out a puzzle and the other one doesn't know what it is and just sees it when you start doing it. But then, you know, it's a surprise for at least one person.
true.
Or you asked your family members to pick out something.
I might add this to this year's training program.
Yeah.
Just remember that, because it's, you know, kind of like with the EJJ where you don't know what it is, and that might be make it harder to, because it's more of like a real competition. Yeah. And yeah, so since 21 or 22 you decided to like train as a pair and be, or was it just like going into speed puzzling in general?
First, it was for me going to speed puzzle in general, and I puzzled together with my brother.
Yeah.
But then he's so good, so I thought he could puzzle with someone that is in his what's say as good as he is, because I'm not that good. So then as Selma started to speed puzzle, then we build a pair instead.
So you're like similar level then?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice if you don't feel too much pressure, like, oh, my pair is so much faster, I'm slowing him down, and it's it's good to develop the skill together and grow together. Yeah. It's really nice.
I have a question, because I remember the two of you have been around in the EJJ since the beginning, so I've also seen like the development, and I know at the beginning, Sarah, you were significantly faster than Selma, but I have the feeling that Selma is catching up, and maybe even like now and then being faster than Mom.
We're very close right now. It's like every other puzzle, one is better than the other with just like a few seconds or a minute. So yeah, I'm catching up.
And soon you will be better than me, I think, maybe.
Oh, that's so great. But it's just really nice to see the development. And also, as you have got together as a pair, and you obviously have so much intense time to train together, that also to see as a pair you're also improving as well. And you were in the finals at Worlds, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And how did you find doing it as a 1,000 piece puzzle for a I mean, do you train many 1,000s?
We had 1,000 piece as a part of our training program before Worlds. So because we knew that it would be one in the final if we would make it there. So we was a bit prepared, but we mostly just trained 500 pieces, which so I don't know. It was a bit harder with 1,000.
Yes, I agree.
And just in general, do you think 1,000 piece puzzles are good in pairs competitions, or would you prefer that it's always 500?
I don't really know. Like I think it's easier with 500 puzzles, but then it's just get too easy because everyone is so fast. So it just take like 20 minutes and then it's done like 40,000.
Yeah, they do tend to just like fly by.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's nice that they actually have more puzzling time together and actually like get more into it, have the time to find your flow. And yeah. Oh, well, it's really great to, I'm really happy to see you on the podium, and so fantastic result today for the two of you, and wish you good rest of your Sunday today.
Thank you, and thank you very much for a nice competition.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Bye.
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 Yeah, so we are at 1 hour and 15 minutes, and yes, Peter is just putting in his last piece. We have Peter and Julia. Congratulations. So gonna see some more finishes coming up. So we've had 37 from 90 finished so far. So yeah, a bit more of a trickier puzzle. I've just heard Vanessa V and Zane, your cameras are off. Vanessa and Zane, please check your cameras. Oh, okay, so okay, looks like it's working now. Okay, yeah, and then let's have a chat with Aline and Rosaline from Belgium, who were our third place finishers today.
Hi.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hi. So this is our first time to chat with you.
Yes.
So yeah, tell us how you met.
I asked Rosaline to do the EJJ with me because she lives nearby. So we specifically met because of you.
Okay. So before that, you weren't puzzling together.
Nope. I sent her an Instagram chat, and I met her at the 10-hour marathon in Ghent, and we live nearby. So that's where we met up, and I think we puzzled before, like for the first pairs competition in November. I think we puzzled together once or twice, and then in between once now as well. So yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, so tell us what you thought of the puzzle today and how you went about it.
It was a very busy puzzle. I think Rosaline is very good at sorting and is better at this type of puzzles than I am. So I did the border, and Rosaline put piles, and yeah. It helped that I did a puzzle before 2 times, so that's a big difference. I think it's a puzzle of this.
Oh, so you are are familiar with this puzzle, the specific image.
Yes, we've both done it, but not together. Yeah, not together. But I did them 2 times a time ago. That's an advantage. Yes. Yeah.
So how was it to do the puzzle together then?
It was nice. It felt, I really struggled the first time I did it. So Rosaline is a very good help in, I was really stressed out the first time, and now I was calm. And yes, and you made me calm too. So you are a good motivator. She's a good motivator.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, when you do a puzzle, like a difficult puzzle together, it's nice to suffer through it together and not just alone.
Definitely, yes.
So do you usually talk a lot when you puzzle? Like did you have to talk with this one? Like you do this, I do that.
Yes, that's small things. I am busy with that. I do that. Yes, but not too much, I think. I think in the beginning, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to start doing this, I see this. Yeah, but we listen to the lovely commentating as well.
Yeah, is that actually distracting? Like I'm wondering if it's, you know.
I think it's good. It's good for me to have the feeling that I'm in a competition. Yes, for me it's good, but not. But I don't listen at every word, but
yeah.
I
Background
hear,
noise. Yeah.
Background noise. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not too much like, oh, I have to listen. Like maybe if we say your name, then you automatically listen, probably.
No.
No. Oh,
focused.
good. Fully concentrated on the puzzle then.
Yeah, and bits and pieces we picked up. Yes, a little bit. Yes. Yeah, you heard our names, but it definitely helps to keep that competitive spirit, and especially during the last moments, we heard you cheering us on, and so that was very nice.
Yeah, that's great. It's like a little. I mean, even though it's online, it's an online competition, but with this, it has like this kind of like competition character to it, and yeah, more serious than just doing it together without anything else around it. Yeah. So what are your plans for this year then, competition wise?
We're looking forward to the Paris Marathon, the EJG Paris Marathon. With the Belgian people, we're going on a weekend, the first full weekend of February, so that will be very nice to do as well. There's the Belgian Championship in March, yes. So we're doing that together because we like puzzling together as well. So yes, I'm looking forward to that.
And do you have a team too?
Yes.
So you two and another pair then, I guess.
Yes, indeed. Bram and Inge. Yeah, yes. Bram competes with the EGJ as well. And yeah, Imke, I don't know.
And are you gonna go to the Worlds?
That's the plan.
Yes.
But we don't know yet where it's taking place. So yes, maybe I'm first. Yeah, we're going to see where it is and then decide. But hopefully it works out. Yes.
Yeah, that's cool, exciting. So you have a lot of competitions lined up this year, and with training. So do you live close by? You can train together frequently.
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
Yes. We don't know each other for a long time, but there's a good vibe or a good connection.
Yeah.
And Eileen, she said that this year she will take part of all the things, all the puzzle events. It's the year she will do every event, every puzzle event.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to compete as much. I just discovered it last year and really hope to do as much as possible this year.
Also in other countries? Like
Yeah.
would you, yeah?
I enrolled myself for the Munich competition.
Right. Yeah, you said
and
that. Yeah.
the World Series. So looking very much forward to that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we both did, but in separate teams, we did the 24-hour marathon in Belgium. That was very nice as well. So hopefully we'll get to do that together this year.
That's great. It's,
I mean, Aline, I've noticed you come on the scene very recently because you went straight onto the podium of the 50 Plus Club. So I was like, oh, who's this? And I don't know this person. And then you got like on the podium a couple of times, and now you're in the sub 50 club, right? You've jumped down. So that was very quick progress. And I also want to mention, whenever Aline is participating, her family are always watching on the comments and commenting. And I just saw one of your kids walk past. So that's really fantastic to hear that like your family are really behind you and supporting you, and that you were saying like this year is like your yes to opportunity, and you're gonna really give it like your best shot and see what the year brings.
Yeah, my son made a drawing. I think I have it with me. He's like, it's for the puzzle competition. I'm not sure if it's this way or that way, but
hang on, I'll just put you up so you can show it. Is that you doing a puzzle?
I haven't got a clue, but it's it's vibrant, and I took it with me as a good luck charm. So Otis did it best.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right. Well, thank you so much, Aline and Rosaline. It was nice to now have faces to the names, and now we'll look out for your names and when we see some Belgium competition results, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Okay, so we're 1 hour and 25 minutes. And on screen, we have Zane is about to finish, Charlene as well, last pieces. Charlene and Olivier from Switzerland, congratulations. And looks like Zane has also got the last piece in. Zane and Igils from Latvia. Fantastic. All right. So we are at 48 finishes out of 90. So just over half the people have finished, but definitely we'll see. We still have more than half an hour to go. So everyone just keep going and do your best. Let's have a chat now with Micah and Sandra. So you can turn your mic on when you're ready. Hello.
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 Yeah, so tell us about your experience with this puzzle today.
It was pretty challenging. We saw it initially after unwrapping, and we were both like, "Oh dear, this is going to be a nightmare." Not our cup of tea. It's
But-
going to be tricky, but in the end, we are not that unsatisfied with our result. It was better than we expected, actually, based on the image.
But isn't it similar to, like, I don't know, doesn't it kind of remind you a bit of like the Jan van Haasteren puzzles with just so much going on? I mean, that's your specialty, right?
Yeah, but it feels different because you have the same elements repeating on this thingy. And with the Jan van Haasteren, it's all different busy things going on. So you know where to place it. And here it's like there are more Hello Kitty, so where does it go? So that's a difference.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, because it's repetitive. You have it's not like, oh, I have a cat, or I have the rainbow. Where does it go on the image? It's like, oh, which rainbow is it, and which?
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, so what was your strategy on this one?
We did try to do some sorting mainly based on color, I would say. So indeed, the black is quite obvious. Also, the little bit of turquoise and pink hairs of the two peeps. And then the yellow dog also stood out, the red. And yeah, at some point, indeed, you try the smaller, smaller subjects, but mostly on color, I think.
Yeah. And we didn't start with the border, but after some time it was like, okay, well, let's do the border. Because it's going to help us to place the things.
So have you done like a busy puzzle together like this one before?
We
I think
did,
so.
but it's a while ago, I think.
We went to the Worlds in 2023, 24, I think.
24, yeah.
And then we also had a duos competition where we had quite a busy puzzle with all the different colors. It was like a building-like puzzle, which was also quite challenging. And it was then also bad lighting in the night that made it even worse.
Yeah,
but
that was the 2023 final, I think.
The first one.
1,000 pieces, that was tough.
It is a nice puzzle, but it takes it's different than when you have like a entire sky to puzzle with a gradient or.
Yeah. So do you what kind of, so how do you complement each other, like especially for like a tricky puzzle? How do you help each other go through it?
Well, I think Sandra is the fastest puzzler of the two of us. So we try to flip the pieces together, but then most of the time I do the border and Sandra is doing the more difficult projects. And we try to sort a little bit. So I think we both sort sometimes, but I want to sort for Sandra so that she can puzzle.
We also talk a lot during the puzzling of what we see, what we are busy with. If something doesn't work out as you expected, also just stop it for a bit and leave it, put it aside and just start with something else that you think like, okay, I also saw this color, this caught my eye, just switch around a little bit, but just to keep each other informed about what you're working on. It helps a lot, and also that you know what the other person is working on. And if you then see something, oh right, I hear have something red, and because Maaike did most of the red, and I pass it to her, and then she knows more quickly to put it in place than I do.
Yeah, I can totally relate. Also, like that you don't try to work on something for too long, that you know the time when it's done, and you just have to move on, and then maybe the other person can finish it and sees it with other different eyes, and maybe later you go back to it, and then you can. It makes more sense than before, and
I think that's sometimes one of, at least for me personally, my bigger pitfalls, that I stick too long to a certain project and that it takes too long. Whereas it could have been better indeed to pass it aside for a bit and do something else first, and then return to it later, perhaps when you have more context or other pieces to fit in, and then to make it easier. But
you don't know when. It's difficult to figure out when that time is, like,
of course.
have I been on this part for too long or not long enough? Like no, I should concentrate on it for longer, because it doesn't make any sense to just start it and then just move on right away.
And these projects are also very tiny, very scattered. So even if you do this yellow dog, for example, you have 4, 5, 6 of those yellow dogs, but it's like 3, 4 pieces each, and then it's done. So it's also very tiny tiny projects that you then have sort of, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
much of a, it does it feel like less successful because you just put 4 pieces together and then it's like, ugh.
it's not my forte, I have to say. No, say.
So do you have like puzzles that you like to do together, like specific, or like, yeah, for example, a landscape, and then one person is very likes to do skies and something.
I think I do like to do bigger projects like skies, and that you also are more challenged on looking into the piece, the form of the puzzle, the pieces. So this was typically a puzzle that you were more focused on the color and the picture that is on the puzzle. And when you have more like a big sky pieces, then you are also more challenged into the form of the shape of the pieces. And I also like that every once in a while to do that.
Yeah, I think we puzzle Jan van Haast a lot together because of the Dutch championships, because there it is Jan van Haast, so that's what we are used to. But we do like the Ravensburger puzzles with kind of landscape or something, and most ideally something where there's a lot of sky for Sandra, and then a nice clear project with houses or something for me, and then that's perfect.
Yeah, that sounds really good. And do you do it like upside down? Like, would you just do the sky upside down and you don't care what it?
Yeah, for that it doesn't really matter, and I think I'm also used to nowadays to puzzle upside down. I'm always on the top side to say so, but yeah, for me it's not really a problem or not really an issue. Sometimes I do puzzle in for me the correct orientation, then I just flip it around. Depends a little bit, but yeah, indeed for sky also it doesn't really matter. And as long as I don't have to place pieces within the puzzle frame or something, because then I sometimes have to think about, okay, this is in mirror image or like the upside down. So if I move left, then it's on the right. Move them around a little bit, and then I can leave it better to Maaike to place them in the proper position.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, well, that's perfect then for the other one who's like, oh, I have the puzzle like in perfect position, and I can just.
Yep.
It's really nice. So, so what does your training plan look like when you train for a competition? Do you have like okay, we're going to meet up for a weekend and then do puzzles all day long or something?
Yep, it's something like that. Today is one of our training days. Yeah, so we don't train very often anymore. Also because I have a little daughter, and that takes up quite some time. But we try to train like once a month or something together, and then we get together for a day and make I think 3-4 puzzles of 1,000 pieces, something like that. And besides that, we puzzle individually also, so that's also a little bit of training.
Yeah, sounds like a good way to train. Like also with 1,000 pieces, I guess it's good to kind of keep that your endurance, like not just to do 500, but because I mean in the finals worlds you also have to do a 1,000-piece puzzle.
Yeah.
It's good if you have done those more than 500, because to downsize is usually easier. Yeah,
definitely. I think indeed for 1,000 pieces you notice at some point that you slow down a little bit and you feel like, oh right, we're trying to do a competition here, so speed up a little bit and keep on action. It's more challenging indeed with 1,000 and pieces. With 500 it's quite quick most of the cases, and then it's fine.
Not this one.
No. But even
we have done 1,000 in a time
similar like this.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because if you're training for the Jan van Haasteren competitions, it's a pairs competition is always with a 1,000-piece puzzle. So, and you have that experience of doing so many 1,000-piece puzzles that, coming to a 500, even if it is a more trickier 500, it's still yeah, it's only as half as many pieces as what you're used to. So
Yeah,
should be
sure.
easier. So
Yeah,
should be easier.
Yep, it is. Yeah, so 500 Jan van Aasten would go faster, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. At least faster than this
Yeah.
one, but yeah.
So I would assume that if you meet up, then you speed puzzle together. Like you wouldn't just sit down with a coffee, tea, or whatever drink
We do have
and
tea,
just do
but it's
really.
cold. Yeah, so it's always like, oh yeah, we had tea when we finished the puzzle.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's always on time. I think we
Yeah.
are not really capable of doing it without time. It's such a habit to just put on the timer and try to do it as fast as you can. I think sometimes we are a little bit more laid back, but then still there's time running.
So what, I don't know if you have answered the question, but do you have other similar, like something in common besides puzzles?
Yeah, we know each other from ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
For the ones who know us, we're with the four of us, the Puzzle Poezen, and we all know each other from ballroom dancing. So Sandra and I were just someday puzzling together. Oh, do you like puzzling? Okay, let's do that. And then we found out about championships and that kind of stuff. So then we asked within the ballroom dancing group our other two teammates if they would like to join. And so that's how we started. So ballroom dancing and puzzling is a good combination, apparently.
So you found a whole team.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
insane. So do you still do ballroom dancing?
Only one of us, or at least one of the four puzzle poezen, we both have quit in the meantime. But yeah, I think we also did ballroom dancing for about a decade, 10 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
Yeah,
we did
50
do
years,
this for
yeah.
quite some years. And but yeah, at some point indeed you move and your life changes and you have other priorities.
For example.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's fun that we met each other there and that we are still in close contact with one another through that. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm curious, did you also do competitive ballroom dancing?
No. Our ballroom dance school wasn't really into the competitions. So it was just for fun.
Okay, but did you also do like trainings for certain performances, or was it more like a social thing? You just get together and you dance and then...
It's really more a social thing. At the end of the year, you do have the possibility to sort of perform for family and friends. There's sort of a dancing test, and then you can also get a diploma. But in the end, for most people, it's also the priority is being fun. It should be fun. It should be nice, and there's not so much the latest lessons before the competition. You do have perhaps a little bit of like more formal lessons focused on your posture, for example. And so it's one thing to know the proper step, but it's another thing to also do them in a proper way and put a different sway perhaps into it. And then, if people like it, you can focus a little bit more on that to make it more appealing for the eye to see than just the technical part of just knowing the steps.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it sort of. So it mostly was fun and a social event and hanging out with your friends and having a drink and also a dance every once in a while.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, my family were very much into dancing for a good while. So they had the social aspect and then trying all the different styles of dancing, but also socials. And then my brother and sister got into the competitive part of it.
Nice.
Yeah. Is there any crossover of skills between ballroom dancing and puzzling? What makes ballroom dancers so good at puzzling?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Not that I'm aware of though, but
No.
it's also like remembering steps or something is not really helpful or
No, I don't know. So if you have an idea, enlighten us.
But what
Maybe
about-
remembering where you put certain pieces, like where certain pieces are.
Where did I put my hand?
Well, isn't ballroom dancing something you have to do with a partner? So you are you used to working together in a pair cooperatively, or is there any ballroom dancing style that you do solo?
No, it was with partner, though we were sort of obliged during the lessons also to switch around. So it was not always with the same partner. So you also switched around and danced with different partners.
Maybe that's an advantage. Then you learn to
flexible,
to be flexible,
adjust to a different partner, and
maybe.
who knows?
Yeah, but at ballroom dancing, it's always at least at our school, you always dance with a man, so not two women together. That was not allowed. But as a woman, you are being led, so you don't take lead. So that's different because someone has to take the lead in puzzling, I think.
Yeah, that's interesting. So then who takes the lead in your pair?
Yeah, who takes the lead? It's quite a good question.
I think it's a joint effort, and as long as that, if one says I'm going to do this, and the other one does not complain or say, but I was working on it, then most often it is fine. And
but with the four of us, we do have a lead. That's Mirta.
Yeah.
Right? So when we're in a team, we do have someone who takes the lead and says, "You're going to do this. You're going to do that."
She's organizing, she's sorting, and then organizing the projects, and then also more or less assigning people. Like, okay, she does keep into account, like, okay, Mike is perhaps better at the smaller projects. Sandra is better at the bigger, like a more clear sky indeed project. So she does take that into consideration, but she's just, okay, now I have this for you, and that's finished. Then I ask my teammates, what can I do now? And then she tells me what to do.
So she's the project manager.
Yeah, we have a project manager.
It works pretty well, actually. So
yeah, she knows what we're good at, so that helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's really great. Erica, do you have any more questions?
Let me see. There's something what I haven't asked yet. So what does have I asked you? I don't remember. Have you talked about your like when you meet up for trainings, like do you have a plan how you line up the training day? Or is it just we pick out some puzzles and then we just do a bunch of the 1,000-piece puzzles and that's it?
Yeah, I think it depends on what the next competition on our agenda is. So when for now, for example, the Dutch Championship is coming again. So we know that will be Jan van Haast 1,000 pieces. So then we pick some of those puzzles. But when we were preparing for Worlds, for example, then we of course used the Ravensburger puzzles, 500 pieces.
And even for the Jan van Haast puzzles now, because we know we are with just 2 people puzzling 1,000 pieces puzzle, we tend to look a little bit at the slightly easier Jan van Haast puzzles. So there are puzzles. There's also a difference between the Jan van Haast puzzles, how difficult they are. So sometimes you indeed have a lot going on, a lot of small people, and then you have sort of more or less what you have with this puzzle, very tiny projects. Those tend to be not the puzzles that are chosen for the pre-selection round for the pairs, because it will just take too long. So they tend to go for a little bit the easier puzzles, I would say. So that's something that we then keep in mind when we are training. Yeah. And especially it's not a new puzzle that we make during the pre-selection rounds. So in that regard, everything that you have already made up front, it could help. And if you did the puzzle already before, then it might help and make it easier for you to do it during the actual competition.
Okay, so you rather redo puzzles than pick out new ones?
Yeah, for the Dutch Championships, indeed. I think for the World Championships, we tried to get new puzzles or puzzles that had been done in previous championships, so that we could compare our times.
That also helps. We do that for the Dutch Championship as well.
Yeah, it's nice to see where you are.
Yeah, like compared to similar pairs.
Yeah.
And how do you get your puzzles? Do you swap them? Do you buy them?
I think at least I get a lot of puzzles for holidays and birthday, and so that helps. And we also swap puzzles sometimes, and especially since we have a team of 4 together, we have a lot of puzzles, so that helps. And also there was one time where we swapped puzzles with Inge, Ellen, Eric, the Signal family. You know them. So that's all. That's also that we did that also one time.
Yeah.
With a lot of puzzles, so that was nice.
Yeah, because I think the library of Jan van Haasteren puzzles is so wide. Like there's such a wide selection that well, there might be someone who owns them all, but most people unlikely do, even if you have a large collection. So yeah, finding allies in another team and saying, hey, like let's borrow from yours and swapping helps to extend your range of possible puzzles without having to purchase new ones or go find them secondhand.
Yeah,
That's for
indeed.
sure.
We do have a lot of puzzles, so we're both at a point like, okay, maybe it's time to sell puzzles before we get new puzzles, because the how do you call it? The
Cabinet space
is very small. What's left? Yeah.
But I guess that's a common problem for most puzzlers. If you have such a large collection at some point at your place, you have boxes piling up on the ground or on top of cabinets and not fitting anymore. And
Yeah. So SJ commented in the chat. So she has done ballroom dancing, and she says that perhaps rhythm and coordinated movement can help towards puzzling, that you're not getting in each other's way and that you can kind of work around each other.
Yeah.
And also kind of keep in a flow, and maybe if you're listening to music, like kind of keep in a good pace there.
Nice train of thought. I never thought about it like this, but perhaps.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for participating today, and well done on a really good result, and for chatting with us, and good luck with the rest of your training today.
Thanks. Thank you for organizing the organization.
You're welcome. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we just have just over 10 minutes left to go, and really hope to see a few more finishes. So on screen right now we've got Georgia, and their partner has just only got about 20 pieces left to go, so doing really well. Uli also doing fantastic there. Henrietta and Christina also looking good, and so do your best. 10 minutes, a lot can happen in 10 minutes. So do really well. And SJ says one zigs and the other zags. Okay, I like that. So if one person goes in this direction, the other goes there, and you can glide past each other and not like bump heads and bump hands. Yeah. So Erica, what have you got planned next for puzzling? What's on your puzzling calendar?
Well, I'm going to go to the German championship. I think this time I'm not going to do the commentary, but we have some good commentators who are very excited to do it. And so I signed up for individual pairs and teams, and my new pair is Maren. So I haven't puzzled with her before, but I'm very excited and see how that's going to go.
Yeah, she's a fast puzzler, and is we've seen her on one of the fastest German teams, Peace Tageris. So
oh no, not her. No. It's a different. It's Anna's sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'm not familiar with them. But then,
Yeah.
so you'll just, so how will you do it? Will you have a chance to puzzle the day before and have the chance to do some
Probably
puzzle
not.
practices?
We're probably just gonna
Wing it?
go for it the first time. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. But yeah, there's also gonna be unreleased puzzles. So for the first time. So
Oh,
that's
that's exciting. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I won't be at the German Nationals either. So that's yeah, so I won't be there, but I'm looking forward to seeing how everyone goes. Of course, I know a ton of people who will be attending and who are training and really looking forward to it. So yeah, that's exciting that they'll also get some new puzzles as well. Erica, I think I remember that you organized a competition for school children.
Yes, I did. Yeah, for at the daycare, it was actually for little kids at my daughter's daycare, and we had about 15 kids, and they were from the age, like the youngest one was 2, even though I actually only wanted to start from 3, but I couldn't say no, so why not? And up to 6 years old, and it was so the younger ones from up to 3, they would, or up to 4, they would do a 49-piece puzzle, and the 5 and 6-year-olds, they would do 2 49 pieces. So you have, for kids puzzles, you have 3 49 pieces in one box usually.
From
So
Ravensburger.
Ravensburger, yeah, and so I picked that out, picked that one, and it was really great to see how they would be so concentrated, like the little kids who are interested in doing puzzles, even though maybe at home they wouldn't even do that many puzzles, but they were all so concentrated and so excited who would win, like the prizes. We had prizes for the first 3 places, and they would talk about like who would win, and yeah, it was just so nice to see the smiling faces. And
Oh, that's so cute. So what was this done like during kindergarten hours, like in a normal week, or was this at a special event on a weekend?
it was during the week, because it was, I mean, it was when the kindergarten would be open, so it wouldn't, on the weekend it wouldn't be possible, and it was, yeah, in the afternoon. So I'm planning on doing it this year again, and yeah, we'll see how, if there's like mostly the same kids participating or more kids, and yeah.
Oh, that's great. I mean, it's always nice when you it's always a bit anxious the first time when you organize something that you have also nothing to gauge it on, like how it is before. I haven't heard of any competition at a kindergarten. Oh, congratulations, Betty and Juliet, who just finished, and also Uli and Amy just a moment ago, Annette, Georgia, and Joanna as well. Congratulations. Excellent. Yeah, but then I guess it must be really satisfying once you see it going, and then you see, like, yeah, as you say, like they're so focused and that they're excited for the prizes, and yeah, it must be.
Yeah, and like it lasted an hour, and it's just so crazy. Like the 2-year-old was really sitting there. I mean, in the end he needed some help, or like support at some point, but he was really sitting there for like 50 minutes or so until he finished his puzzle. And that's amazing to see, like a little kid just really so dedicated to finishing this, and must have been really proud. Maybe he will remember it later.
Well, it could be the start of something, because like there are a
Yeah.
couple of kids that are some of the best puzzlers in their country. Like there's the 12-year-old Connor from America, and 10-year-old Almabel from Gibraltar, and they both have, their parents have like shared pictures of them like when they were like 6 months old or like 1 year old, still in nappies doing their puzzles. So it can start with just a 6-piece puzzle, and then go to 12, and then to 30 and 50 and then 100, and now thousands. I think Almabel has even done a 5,000-piece puzzle. So it has to start somewhere, and maybe that's like the seed that maybe they go home and they're so excited and they say to their mom, oh, I also want some more puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all about the inspiration, maybe.
Mhm.
Like if they don't know, if they're not exposed to it, then they don't know, and then they will find out maybe later, or yeah. But
Yeah, congratulations, Rena and Tony, who just finished a moment ago. Okay, so we have just 3.5 minutes left. So do your best, everyone. Keep pushing right into the end. Maria and Aurelie, Laureen. Oh, Laureen, come on. So close, less than 20 pieces. Have you ever
in
been
4 minutes, yeah.
Have you ever been in a competition, Erica,
Yeah.
where you were like still puzzling right up towards the end?
Yeah, like I guess the European Championship, I was in the finals. It was really close for me. You had 75 minutes, and I think I finished at 1 hour 14 or something. And I was so like, okay, I have to finish it. I have to finish it. It's just yeah, very exciting because I saw the clock ticking. I looked, and I was like, okay, I have to finish it. And I did, and I was very relieved.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at the Worlds I was doing a pairs puzzle, the Frida Kahlo one. So we were in the semi-finals, my pair Joy and I, and about halfway through the puzzle I was like, I don't think we can finish this. It was just like flowers everywhere. I was just trying things in multiple places. It just wasn't coming together. And then I tried to do like this geometric pattern, and then I was struggling with that. And then what really happened at the end is that we swapped places, and somehow when we swapped places and we just focused on different things, it just, the pieces started to go together better. But also some people who had finished, they were standing next to us fanning us and they were like, you can do this, you can do this. And then I was like, oh. So we got down, I think we finished it like, was it 2.5 minutes before the end? So it was, yeah, pretty exciting. Like once I realized, I think we can make it. Like it was.
Yeah, then accelerates you. Like, okay, now I really have to push through, and it's possible.
Yeah, come on, Laureen. Laureen. Yeah, they only got a few more pieces. Laureen and Diego, you've got this. What can help is pointing to the gaps, point to the gaps, and then look for the piece that fits there.
It might also be difficult to see the gaps because it's so busy and so light. The color is so light. So it's
1 minute to go.
But I guess if you have a dark
1 minute.
table, it could be easier.
Yeah, so almost there, everybody. Just find a few more pieces. Okay, so Laureen and Diego have got less than 10. Find the gaps. Yep, got it. Got another one. Oh, come on, a few more pieces. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Oh, well done, everybody. That's 2 hours. That was a tricky puzzle, but you did an excellent effort with your pair. So count up the leftover pieces that you have and then add that to the timer website. Then we'll use that for ranking as well. Okay, so yeah, so the last ones to finish in the time were Rena and Antonia, and Georgia and Iwana and Juliet and Betty. And yes, they were very thrilled. They were very, very happy when because they could also see the clock coming down, and they had a few minutes to spare. So I think those are the most satisfying finishes, when you finish like just before the time. Like I was so thrilled when I finished in the pairs puzzle, even though it's one of the longest puzzles that I've ever done. But it's the thrill and the pressure that makes it more exciting.
Yeah. Certain time frames when it feels better, like when you do really well the time, or when you finish it just in time.
Okay, yeah. So add your pieces to the timer website. And yeah, when you've done that, then you can log out. So yeah. Yes, SJ was cheering for everyone, willing everybody forward. Yes, so thanks to everyone who's also been watching and commenting and yeah, joining us for this action. So the next competition will be on Wednesday, but that's a flex competition, so that will not be live streamed. But after that, the first live stream will be this time next week on a Sunday. That's going to be twice as nice. So there we have the participants will be doing 2 500-piece puzzles, and the 2 500-piece puzzles are very different. So one might have a gradient, one might be a cartoon, or be a landscape photo or a nature photo, and a busy illustration. So it's going to be 2 contrasting styles. Several people have asked that, several people have wished that would be the style of final puzzle, so that the final puzzle in the World Championship is not just 1 500, because maybe it suits your ability or maybe it doesn't, but to have 2 different styles, so that it's a bit more like even or a bit more fair. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay if there are duplicate registrations. I will delete the duplicates when the competition is ended. So as long as you have entered your your piece count, that should be fine. Yeah, so Laureen and Diego, just put in your if you can't find your registration, because your phone died. Okay, then just write it in the chat here, and then I'll add it to the registration. Just tell me how many pieces you had left. Okay. 20. Okay, that I'll add that as well. All right, so it's unfinished. Okay, so it looks like we have everybody's details from the competition. Thank you very much for participating. And yes, I can see some people, some pairs determined to finish. So Karin and Stan, Eva and Emma, Karin and Connie, go for it. Yes, do that, and then you can reward yourselves with some lunch. So thanks for joining me, Erica. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you next time. And thanks to everyone for being part of EJJ 116. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.